Wait, I had no idea.
You have it ready?
Okay. Okay, I'll get that to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, what do you got for me?
Welcome back to the Callback with me, Lauren Allen. Today we're going to be talking about the Grammy nomination for Belafonte at Carnegie Hall. Let's get to it. "1960 Belafonte at Carnegie Hall." What is Carnegie Hall? Carnegie Hall is a performance venue in New York City, which I have performed at, LOL. It's one of the most prestigious music halls like ever. The idea of it and ultimate execution was brought forth by the Horatio Society of New York, musicians throughout the community at their highest level. And it was one of New York's first venues to be specific to music performance. When it comes to our guy, Harry, he's awesome. I didn't know him by his name, but you know the songs he sings. So he's an actor, a singer, and an activist. He'd go into music clubs and perform so that he could pay for his acting classes. He had this wildly successful career, starting with his first breakout album, Calypso, which ended up selling over 1 million copies within the year it was released. He's actually the first Black person to win an Emmy for a show that he was on, Revlon Review, Tonight with Belafonte. Incredible guy. I'm so excited to listen to this with you guys because I just know it's gonna be awesome. And the one that we're listening to is a live version, so we get to hear more of how he was performing it in the actual space itself. Let's get to it. Here we go. Oh, this would be so cool to see live. Okay. You can tell that he really got into folk music for a while. And that mix of like calypso, but also American folk, which is so cool. His voice is so rich. Yeah. I don't know if it stands as a standing rule, but I find that the more unique your voice is, the less instrumentation you have to have in order for people to be like really invested. Just an inspiration for like what I would want to do with people who come to my shows and stuff. And also how like the emotion of the voice ends up being more important a lot of the time than whether the notes are perfect. I think that's something that I'm learning over and over again, where I'm like, no, but I need to like have my voice be perfect and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, okay, but is the emotion there? Because if the emotion's there, it's not gonna matter as much. It's also crazy too that he only passed away like 3 years ago. He lived a really long time and had just such an expansive career. I think sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, well, but like these people were from like forever ago. No, they're still alive or like only recently passed. The other artists that we've seen so far, this kind of song would have like huge instrumentation, you know, big brass sections, that kind of thing. But like, this is just very like, hey, it's low key. We're just here. We're having a good time. Going a bit more blues. It's cool how many cultural influences he has within his own family. There's Jamaican, you know, he grew up in New York. There's Irish, you know, so he's got all of these different influences that I'm sure growing up, you know, he was listening to a bunch of different stuff than probably the other kids around him. It's cool to see how it mixes together without it feeling distracting that there's different genres within. And really, he's able to create his own thing. He's really pulling us into a moment with the music. The song itself isn't necessarily anything crazy. It seems like his attention to detail and his attention to the emotion of the song is really what keeps me interested the whole way through. Because it's a live version, you can hear the audience just like laughing and having a good time. Because he's like, look, this is ridiculous, you know, this is fun. Key change. You guys know this one. I know you do. They do too, obviously. What is that? Boom. What is that? Is it a drum? I like how this feels like a lullaby, even though it is a very sad song. This narration is great too. He seems very funny. Same fellow. I feel like we don't really see as many of these kind of songs where it's like, I'm gonna tell you a story and it's gonna be funny. Unless you're like a comic who's doing singing. I love hearing him laugh. You can just tell he's having such a good time. This trumpet. Some of these songs are like 6 to 12 minutes. So, and maybe it's just because in our day today, I feel like no songs are more than like 4 minutes. Usually like 3 minutes, 30 seconds, unless it's like a specialty song. Most of these songs are more than 4 minutes. It's just interesting to like keep tabs of. It would be cool to bring back lullaby type songs for both men and women, but I think it's less common to hear like male singer sing something like Comeback Liza. That would be really refreshing. He's good at everything. Like, it's a completely different vocal style. Every one of these songs seems to be in the perfect place for where his vocal strengths are. Sometimes I get caught in, oh, well, this is the way this song sounds the best, but maybe my voice doesn't sound the best in the key of this song. Lesson for me. He's really good at leaning into the slowness of a song while still making it interesting. There's a lot of good stuff to take away from this. I do wish there was a little bit more energy shifts, just because the whole thing feels very slow. And I think it might be more impactful to have those slow moments really be slow, but not necessarily drag it out the whole time. You can just feel the emotion just so deeply. It's so funny because you can hear the audience, and so then I'm like, oh, I want to know what they're doing on stage, but I will not know. I also love crowd participation in this kind of way, especially when it's not expected. Carnegie Hall is not where you would expect to be like, all right, everybody sing. We're only halfway through this song. Yeah. Time for the review. Oh my gosh, this was so wonderful. I wrote down so many things. I just feel like overall what I really think we should bring back is just having fun with our audience. I felt so drawn in the whole time because he was so fun, including people in the last song, but balancing that with like these lullabies that were just so beautiful. I think it was absolutely fabulous. On the other side, again, I think it was a little long, but I think that's also just kind of the nature of like folk song and probably, you know, West Indies songs where he grew up, repeating chorus, and that's great. There was a lot of repetition that I think could have maybe been more powerful if it was a little shorter. It really is Christmas in July. Okay, sounds good. Talk soon. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Guiding Star for the Emmys, and you won't want to miss it. See you then.